Hi folks, Dave, the Honest Audiophile. This is the Hidizs S9 Pro, and these are my Honest Audiophile impressions. I want to thank Hidizs for providing the S9 Pro for review. To greatly appreciate it, Hidizs, you rock. Alright, so the Hidizs S9 Pro, it is a USB DAC amp, and it's got a lot of interesting specs about it. We'll talk about that here in a moment. First, let's show you the box. Very simple. Has some specs on the back. Tells you what it is. And then you get a bunch of paperwork and some stickers. So you do get some high-res stickers. So it's got to be good. Then you get your serial number, some Hidizs VIP information, warranty card, and a user manual. You also get a clip for the device if you want to protect it, and also be able to clip it into your shirt. I did not use that because I always set this on a table or put it in my pocket. You also get a USB-C to USB-C, and that would just connect right into your device and then into your phone or DAP or computer, and then you get an adapter so you get regular size USB. One thing of note, this device is very much a fingerprint magnet, and it will show off every single little fingerprint. It's got a very glossy front and back. It's very nice looking. On the top side, you have your headphone outputs of 3.5 and 2.5 balanced, and then on here on the bottom you have your USB-C. The cable has never lost that kink, and it's kind of frustrating and annoying at times when laying on the cable or on the table or on desk or in your pocket. It just always defaults to that hook. So if you have another USB-C to USB-C cable of choice, you might want to swap that out. Overall though, I like the build of it, I like the look of it. Some specs, as you already noted with the stickers, it is high-res audio certified. It does not do MQA, but it does very high outputs from your devices. It'll do up to 32,768, and it'll support native DSD up to 512, and has a Sabre ESS 9038 Q2M DAC chip on the inside. On single-ended, it'll do 100 milliwatts, and on the 2.5 balanced output, it'll do 200 milliwatts. So it's got pretty good power. It is compatible with Windows, Android, Mac OS, iOS, iPad OS systems. So it's got you covered no matter what device type you use. It has a little sample rate indicator light, and it'll tell you whether or not you're doing regular PCM or DSD or anything in between. As I said, it does not do MQA. So I find it to be very easy to use, plug and play, a very simple device. How does it sound? So the Hidizs S9 Pro has a very neutral sound signature. It's very similar to some other devices that I have reviewed in the past, and I really do enjoy it. The bass is extended well down into the sub bass. It has a nice punch and slam throughout the mid bass, very detailed and very good resolving, and it has enough punch and slam to keep the music thumping and moving and the toes tapping but without being overpowering and domineering. The mids are very natural and very accurate, tonally correct. They have very good tone and timbre. Everything sounds as it should, and it's a very very natural and realistic reproduction of the mids. And then going into the treble is extended well. There's a lot of nice air and space, and you also get a lot of a crispness and a nice edge to things. There's a lot of excitement and sparkle and energy. At times it can be a little too much in the top end, and it'll sound a little bit on the raw side of things. Soundstage wise, it's very good. It has a nice wide soundstage, a very good depth and layering. Imaging is very good. It's very accurate and true. Overall, I really do enjoy the Hidizs S9 Pro. I do find that it tends to be just a little bit aggressive up top on the top end at times. It's a very detailed and resolving DAC amp, but on certain gear it can be just a little bit too much. So it is able to power the majority of IEMs that I have in-house. It does not struggle with planars or any of the harder to drive stuff. Headphone wise, if you stick with easier to drive headphones, something like a Rode NTH 100, Austrian Audio X60s, things like that, it'll be driven very easily. When you start to put more demanding headphones in, HD 600s, HD 650s, and higher up planars, it will struggle. It'll get them to volume, but you can tell that it doesn't quite have what it takes to make them sound their best. So overall, I really do enjoy the Hidizs S9 Pro. How does it compare? Where did I put them? Here we go. To the Hifi FC4. The Hifi FC4 has a little bit more power. Does have 4.4 output instead of 2.5. Has a cable that is a little bit more user friendly, not annoying, and is a little bit bigger. Does have its own volume knob, and I find that the Hifi FC4 sound wise has just a little bit more body weight than the S9 Pro, and is a little bit more controlled up top. So even though it has the same amount of sparkle and energy and is extended and airy, to me the FC4 just sounds a little bit more natural up top. Doesn't quite sound quite as raw and aggressive as the S9 Pro. And the FC4 is pretty competent and comparable in bass and mids to the S9 Pro. The only difference is the treble. Going to a more expensive dongle, the Audio Engine DAC 3. The DAC 3 is better detailed and better resolving, has a better, more accurate soundstage as far as depth and layering, and it makes it easier to be able to diagnose the stage. And also the DAC 3 has a little bit more natural tone and timbre, and a little bit more note weight and a little bit more body to things overall. And it is a more controlled but accurate treble as well, not as aggressive as the S9 Pro. Overall, I really like all three of those, but just that little bit extra bit of presence up top on the S9 Pro kind of puts it behind the other two. Hidizs S9 Pro, yeah, I recommend this, especially at its price point. If you get it matched up with a slightly warmer sounding IEM and something that isn't super elevated in the uppers, the S9 Pro will give you an exceptionally good sound, but do be careful of pairings. It's been Dave, the Honest Audiophile. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen, subscription links, notification bells. If you haven't already, please check those off. Then don't forget to check out the links down below. There's all kinds of information down there regarding how you can contact the channel, follow the channel, support the channel. All that kind of stuff is down below. And also don't forget to enjoy the music, and that honesty is the best policy.